the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, compassion, King, to own him, the King of Kings.
Okay, so today we're gonna do a little baking of cookies and muffins, and the only thing we're not gonna do, we're gonna use this beautiful stuff from OXO to do our baking and cooking. Thank you so much to OXO for sending me these products. They're wonderful, colorful as you can see, and we got reusable baking muffin cups, so you don't have to buy the ones and then throw them out. These are silicone. They're meant to be washed, used over and over again. The only thing we're not gonna do is cook from scratch today. I just don't have the patience, but tomorrow we might. So I asked you guys on Instagram and on YouTube to send me some questions. I don't know if I'm popular enough to get questions this quickly, so we'll just play it by ear. But first we're gonna make some cookies, and like I said, we're not making them from scratch. We're just not. We'll do chocolate chips. So we just have to break it along the lines and place the cookies 2 inches apart on an ungreased baking sheet. Well, we just greased up the baking sheet, so she's gonna be extra non-stick today. All right, the first question is, favorite area of your new home to clean, least favorite? Brandon, my favorite area of the new home to clean is probably the front bathroom. Now, I am the one who uses this bathroom the most because it's right next to my office. But I love to clean it because it's so dang small that it doesn't take a lot of effort to clean it all. And I hardly ever use the shower in there, so I don't really need to clean it that much. And it's a joy to clean because it gets cleaned in like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. It's great. Least effective most effective dog training tip. Most effective dog training tip. Well, I've only trained one dog, but I think that I've done a pretty good job. The most effective thing I've found is find out what your dog's most valuable currency is. And in our case, in Clover's case, his most valuable currency is like food and treats. And we're not talking about like necessarily like bad dog treats. We're talking about things like carrots, sweet potato, pumpkin, stuff like that. No, we don't have to make too many of these. We'll just make a few of these. We'll save some for later. I'll put some back in the package. I know that some dogs really like play and toys, and that's their most valuable currency. So find out what your dog's most valuable currency is and use that as a training tool. Clover loves food. He also really loves play, so that was really fun. And always, I'd say probably the second most effective dog training tip is positive reinforcement all the way. Like, just every time they do something great, like let them know, and they'll usually try to repeat the behavior. Your favorite spice, your favorite snack, favorite spice. You know what, that's an easy question. My favorite spice, like if like our spices you can sprinkle on things, is cumin. Cumin gets used up so fast in this house because I put cumin in everything, mostly because I like to make Tex-Mex. So I'm always using cumin and chili powder. My husband and I both, if we could eat Tex-Mex every night, we probably would. Like, I ordered 3 Tex-Mex Home Chef meals last week, and we're just gonna eat them all and not complain. It's gonna be great. Favorite snack? Cheese, probably. I mean, I'm honest, I love cheese. The hardest piece of music you've ever sung. Hardest piece of music I've ever sung. Hardest. In terms of difficulty in technique, I think the hardest piece I've ever sung has been a piece that I sang recently. Actually, if there's a video of it, I will link it down below. What was the piece called? Oh no, I forgot. Anyway, I will put a link to it down below because there is a recording of it. I found it to be technically very difficult because my tessitura, which means the part of my voice where I feel most comfortable in, most effortless in, was not that song. And it was selected for me, and I just was like, okay, I'll do the best I can. It was a little lower than I feel comfortable singing, and I really worked hard on it. I worked hard with my teacher on it, and I managed to sort of fake it till I make it. So that's probably technically the hardest piece I've ever sung. Like, the melody isn't hard, the words aren't hard. Technically, that was difficult for me. Now, in terms of like rhythms and like singing the right notes and everything, probably I have a story for you. There is a piece that is called, it's like a Canterbury Tales. It's based on the Canterbury Tales, and let me tell you, this piece is difficult. It's difficult, and I was assigned to it in chamber class in college, chamber music class. And the dude who was teaching the class, I'm gonna say disparaging things about him. He was such a big jerk, like the biggest jerk of all time. And I had a lot of trouble learning this piece. It was modern. It was in like Middle English. The notes were hard, the rhythms were hard, and I was just like 22, right? I was in college and I had barely done this kind of music before. And I was really struggling with learning it, and we were all struggling. There was a flute player, I think there was a cello, there was piano, and we were all struggling, and he was just a huge jerk. And we all managed to pull it together for the performance. And let me tell you, if I have to pat myself on the back for one thing, it's that I can pull it together for the performance and make it look great. Like, even if I'm like scared and I still am like faking some of the words, I'll make it seem like it's all good. So I did the performance, and I'm like, oh yes, we did it. And he comes up to me afterward. It's Sully Hall, the Boston Conservatory, and he says to me, "You did a fantastic job. I don't know why you acted like you couldn't do the piece. You held everyone back." And my mouth came open like this. Because, like, let me tell you, during the semester that we were rehearsing this piece and doing the class, he made every single person in the ensemble cry at one point and walk out and get all mad. So my mouth went open like this. And I just walked away. And I went to the head of the department of chamber music, and I was like, I need to talk to you. And I went in his office, I cried, I was like, this is ridiculous, I worked so hard, and blah, 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 this is what happened, and he was verbally abusive, and blah. So the whole thing, I don't know, it was a whole thing. But that was the hardest piece I've ever learned. Hardest piece, because it was just like emotionally like a hard thing, because I was like so strong. I was in the practice room, so Middle English, why? All right, we'll put the cookies in the lower oven. So we'll just move those to the side. Cupcakes, muffins. Because who needs a healthy breakfast? Listen, it's mix day, and I'm not ashamed. Oh my gosh, so what else is in here? Oh, the crumb cake topping. All right, oh, I need a bowl. Of course I happen to have OXO bowls as well. No, they didn't send me these bowls. I love these bowls. I am an OXO ambassador, and let me tell you, these mixing bowls, they're not paying me to talk about this mixing bowls, but you know, they'd send me the rest of the stuff. But like, these mixing bowls are the bomb.com. So they have this silicone bottom, so they don't move around on the countertop, and they've got aluminum inside. It's aluminum, steel? I don't know, probably steel. And they've the best. I've had these for like 10 years or so, maybe. And they're just bomb. They're bomb. They make best mixing bowls. Okay, we got a mixing bowl, we're good. How would you feel if Nintendo gave you a sponsorship on YouTube for K-Daisy? How much do you think it would change your life? I would faint. First of all, if Nintendo was like, we want you to make some content for us, they don't like to really work with influencers very much. So I would have to have probably millions of subscribers for that to be a thing. Well, I don't know, didn't they send packets out to like smaller YouTubers? I don't know. It would be like a dream come true. It would be, because it's like, I love Nintendo. I both love and am frustrated with Nintendo at the same time, because I'm like, sometimes they leave money on the table, you know, like, I'm like, just give us more DLC for Animal Crossing. I'll pay for it, like, take my money. But they're like, oh no, this is our only paid DLC. I'm like, why though? We all want to give you our money, all of us. What words of wisdom would you give your younger self? This is a good one. Oh my God, before I answer this question, I should read the directions on the box. And I also happen to have an OXO measuring cup. Some of the advice I'd give my younger self is advice that I would give myself now, or that I've given myself lately, and that is, you're not special. Meaning that you're not special enough to be excluded from the good things in life, right? Thing about imposter syndrome is it makes you feel like you don't deserve anything because you are like the universe is going to like magically exclude you from the normal happenings of everyday life. How do I get this? Come on. It makes you feel like you should be excluded, like you don't deserve to get that, you know, to win that audition, blah, 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 because you are somehow less than everyone else. But the reality is that all of us are just regular people and no one really like deserves anything, including bad things. So like, I don't deserve to be excluded from things that other people do. So I would tell myself that just relax. You are just a regular person. We're all making stuff up, and to just do what you do. I stopped myself from doing what I really wanted to do some of the time because I was afraid that I was gonna fail or people were gonna laugh at me. Like I was afraid to do YouTube for a long time because I was like, oh, I'm not pretty enough. People are gonna not watch my videos. But I don't know. One day I decided to just screw it, and here we are. All right, let's put the cookies in. We'll put them in the lower oven. We'll give the lower oven a good try. We'll see how that works. Okay, how long am I supposed to cook those for? Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Oh no. Okay, 12 minutes. We'll do a timer. I'd also probably still tell my younger self to invest in Apple. I don't know. So I'll be moving to my first apartment on my own, and I know you're not a finance channel, but any tips on organizing budgets and finances? How do you organize receipts? Pile is overflowing. QuickBooks is your best friend. Make an investment in QuickBooks. Then you have to like really organize the receipts. You can just throw them in a box, but only after you've scanned them. I don't want to point skills at you. QuickBooks is the best tool you can use. That is what I use to organize all of my like finances stuff. Otherwise, I'm not organized with it. Like I get anxious about it. QuickBooks do. And also take advantage of like your bank's financing organizing things if the app has any. I know that like I belong to like a bigger bank and they have the like what you spent on groceries or what you spent on da da da. You can see what your spending habits are and you can adjust. So definitely if you're on a tight budget, make sure you want to look at what you're spending money on. Again, you can use your bank's app or you can just use a finance app, but just pay attention to what you're spending money on and how much. Like things like Starbucks really add up. But if you can budget for it, like if it makes you happy, then like find a way to cut something else so that you can get your oat latte with extra whip foam with brown sugar. I don't know. All right, we're supposed to put all these things in here. We're supposed to add all this, everything together at the same time. I'm disturbed. All right, egg. Do you guys know that you're only supposed to crack an egg on a flat surface? Because if you crack it on like the side of a bowl or whatever, some of the egg shell can like shoot up into the yolk and break it. I mean, it's less important if you're baking or whatever, but if you're trying to preserve the yolk, like if you're cooking it on the stove or, you're trying to separate the yolk, then there's less danger of the yolk completely shattering if you crack it on a flat surface. All right, into the compost with you. Okay, that was it, right? We're gonna, batter will be slightly lumpy. Okay, we're gonna stir this up. Oh, it smells good. I want to eat it. I can't eat it. Don't eat it. Oh, 40 to 45 minutes. No way. It's good for the muffins. It's gonna be like 20 minutes, right? Okay, I'm looking at the muffins. What do you think of the concept of Swedish death cleaning? Jennifer, I haven't looked into it enough to like give you an opinion, but I am looking into it for a video. And I think from what I have heard, it seems to be a very good method to decluttering. And it's something I kind of think about all the time. I'm very morbid and I'm very much in touch with my own mortality. Always have been since I was like 6. I just always like that. There's a fine line between me wanting to like have no regrets and like living with constant anxiety that I won't have a chance to do all the things I want to do. So I kind of am in touch with the whole concept of Swedish death cleaning, but I haven't looked into it enough to give you like a firm opinion, but I'll let you know when I do. What's your favorite cocktail? And what was you and your hubby's most romantic date? Okay, I'll answer the first one first. But this is the second one first. Okay, the most romantic date I remember we went on was for my birthday one year. He got me tickets to Swan Lake, and that's my favorite ballet, Boston Ballet. And it was just one of the most beautiful things we've ever done together. It was so romantic, and I loved that. I loved that date. And he also, I don't know, he's done a lot of really romantic things. Well, okay, it's not like every day, but like every now and again, I don't want him to hear me say this. Every now and again, he comes through with like some really romantic things. Like, especially like at home during the pandemic, there was like some steak dinners, and he says really romantic things, and that in lieu of, and that's less important than, it's less important that we go out on dates than he say really lovely things to me. Like, I remember when we were first moving in together, and I had my cat at the time, and I was like, hey, are you gonna, because I was moving into his condo, and I said, are you gonna be ready for me? Because I have stuff, and you know, I have Paddington's my cat. And he's like, yeah, I'm ready for you. And I'm like, are you sure I'm not, you know, intruding on your space? I feel like I'm intruding on your bachelor pad and I'm gonna mess it all up. And he goes, no, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for you. I want you to decorate the place. I've been waiting for that. And that was like the sweetest thing. I still like cry a little bit when I think about it. Ooh, that was lucky. Did you see that? Cry a little bit when I think about it. Ooh. Favorite cocktail is probably a obituary. So obituary is, I'm very morbid. An obituary is a gin cocktail. It's made with gin, lemon juice, and a little bit of absinthe. I like a little bit of sweetness in mine, so sometimes I'll add a little bit of sugar or simple syrup with some cardamom bitters, because I have cardamom bitters, and it's a delicious cocktail. I discovered it at a pizza place that we used to live up the street from, and they made an amazing obituary, and I decided to learn to make it. Okay, we definitely got some uneven muffins happening. We gotta sort this out. Can I get part of you and put you here? See, this is the thing with baking, is that like I cannot, like for the life of me, baking is a science, right? This is why I'm not a baker, because cooking is an art. You can just throw stuff in a pan and it most likely will turn out great. With baking, if like your stuff's uneven or like you don't have enough moisture or air bubbles, or you overmix stuff, it kills the whole recipe. I hate it. I know a lot of you out there love baking, but I'm not one of y'all. Okay, so we'll put the cinnamon topping on top. I'm just gonna use my hand, because that's how I'm gonna use my hand. I'm gonna wash my hands first though. What are some of the organizing tips that are widespread and used by other professional organizers that you don't agree with, and why? That's a really interesting question. I don't think that I really have any specifically. I do think that you don't need to go out shopping for beautiful product to have your project be over. It's fun to do that, but it's not like, I don't run to clients and like, you have to also buy, you know, $100 worth of containers. I don't think that that's necessary, because most of the time people just want to declutter and get rid of stuff and just have the space be less stress inducing. However, that is not what all clients want. Some clients really do want that like home edit type looking space, and they may not even be really disorganized. They just want their space to be beautiful, and that is something, that's a service that people provide. So the thing that's interesting though is that a lot of professional organizers offer the same advice, but with different packaging. So whatever appeals to you the most is probably the advice that you're gonna follow. I mean, I have my own philosophies about your mindset and your relationship with your items, but almost all of us have the exact same method that we use in terms of like how we help people declutter and organize, but it's just the packaging that matters. Smells good. Smells like cookies. Oh, they could go a few minutes more. They're a little bit not done. All right, we're gonna put the muffins in.
Once again, OXO is supporting Cookies for Kids Cancer and the fight against pediatric cancer. They'll donate $1 for every cookie or baked good in a photo shared with the hashtag OXOGoodCookies. Thank you so much to OXO.
Okay, the muffins are done and so are the cookies. I set up this little vignette because I took some pictures. How cute is that? All right, well that's gonna do it for today's video. We decorated the tree, we made some cookies, and I think all in all, productive day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.